Tonight and every night, 1 in every 10 public school students in New York City will sleep in a homeless shelter or in the homes of relatives as they lack a permanent home. That's according to new data released by the nonprofit organization Advocates for Children of New York, which confirmed that in 2017, the number of city students in temporary housing topped 110,000 for the third consecutive year. Those children are often faced with an arduous journey every morning, crossing multiple boroughs to reach their classrooms. Tonight, as a part of our Chasing the Dream initiative, Poverty and Equality and Opportunity in America, we are digging deeper. New York Times education reporter Eliza Shapiro has taken an in-depth look at the impact homelessness has on a student's development in school. And we're pleased to welcome her here to talk about all this. Eliza, nice to have you here with us.
Thanks for having me.
Let's start off with those numbers. 110,000. How does that compare to other cities?
New York City probably has the largest percentage of homeless students of any major city in the country. So let's look at Chicago, where just around 5% of students were homeless last year. LA has just about 3% of children homeless. And these are cities with their own homelessness issues, of course, but New York City far outstrips them in terms of the percentage of kids who don't have permanent homes.
And those numbers, daunting numbers, but on an upswing?
Yes, the crisis is getting worse pretty much every year. And it's almost, the number of homeless students in New York City has almost doubled, or about doubled since 2010.
Let's talk about the impact, because again, and it's wonderful reporting, the work that you did here, but let's talk about the various impacts. Let's start off with the notion of the impact on the academic performance of the students.
Well, what's really challenging is these kids have so many basic needs before you even get to reading, writing, and doing math, passing state or math and English tests. It's really challenging for these kids because we're talking about, do you have 3 square meals a day? Do you have clean clothes? Do you have a winter jacket? Can you get from your shelter or your temporary home to your school door? So before we even get to the academic results, which are really dismal for homeless kids on the whole, we have kids passing state math and English tests in the teens proficiency rate.
When I was looking at the notes to talk with you, I thought that was a misprint at first.
No.
And then I went back over and realized it's low teens.
It's 12 to 15% of students in temporary housing who are passing state exams. So it's just about meeting these basic needs before we can even think of academics. But of course, you can't just focus on the basic needs. These kids deserve a chance, just like every other kid, to read, write, and do math.
In your story, you talk about going to a school in the Brownsville section of Brooklyn, talking to a principal there. And I thought it was very telling and troubling. Some of the things the principal talked to you about, the emotional toll. Tell us about that.
It's just so challenging for schools that have a really high percentage of homeless students. So there's 144 schools in New York City that have at least 30% homelessness in their schools. The school I've been following for a few years, PS 446 in Brownsville, it's just a constant series of crises going on in that school. You have parents who are coming in saying, I lost my shelter placement, I have XYZ healthcare issue, please help me. So these principals become de facto counselors, social workers. I mean, the hats they have to wear in any given day, it's just an enormous burden on these schools to have to educate so many kids with so much need.
And I mentioned in the intro the notion of many of them have to travel extraordinary distances to get to schools. Why is that, and is anything being done about that?
The city has begun to try to move more homeless families to schools or shelters within 5 miles of each other so that the commute is broken down. But you still have scores of families who are traveling through at least 2 boroughs. I mean, imagine traveling from Brooklyn to the Bronx every morning. Obviously, our subway system is not as functional as it once was. That's a commute that could take minimum an hour for families, meaning they have to wake up at the crack of dawn.
Talk about what the city is doing here in terms of money invested. Is it invested wisely? How the new schools chancellor, how he is looking at these issues?
So the new schools chancellor, Richard Carranza, he came in April and seemed to have immediately found that he wasn't pleased with the way the crisis was being handled within the Department of Education. So he's moved some of the oversight around in the Department of Education, The city has increased funding for this population, I would say marginally. $1 million or $2 over the last year. It's only about $14 million that the city government gives to these students.
And you know what? That doesn't sound like much money,
It's not a
given the
lot.
extent of this problem.
Well, and remember that the whole New York City Department of Education budget is over $32 billion. So it's a tiny fraction of what the city could be spending.
Very important reporting, just excellent work, shining a light on what I said before is a telling situation and a troubling situation here. And maybe some of this will generate some more interest. Eliza,
Hope so.
just great reporting, and hopefully you'll stay on top of this, and we'll have you back in to talk about it a little bit more.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You be well.